Hello and welcome to this video on distributed denial of service, or DDoS attacks. In this video, we'll start by defining what a DDoS attack is. A DDoS attack is a type of cyber attack that aims to disrupt the normal functioning of a website, network, or service by overwhelming it with an excessive amount of traffic. This results in a denial of service for legitimate users, hence the name distributed denial of service. So, that's a brief overview of what a DDoS attack is. Stay tuned for more information on how these attacks work and what you can do to prevent them. Now that we have a basic understanding of what a DDoS attack is, let's dive into how these attacks work. Overview of the process. The basic idea behind a DDoS attack is to flood the target with an overwhelming amount of traffic. The goal is to overload the target's network, servers, or applications, making them unavailable to legitimate users. Types of DDoS attacks. There are several types of DDoS attacks, each with its own unique method of overwhelming the target. Let's take a look at three of the most common types. Volume-based attacks. As the name suggests, these attacks aim to overwhelm the target with a massive amount of traffic. The idea is to saturate the target's bandwidth, making it unable to handle any more traffic. Protocol attacks. These attacks exploit vulnerabilities in the target's network protocols to cause a denial of service. Application layer attacks. These attacks target specific applications or services running on the target's network, such as a website or an API. So, those are three of the most common types of DDoS attacks. Keep in mind that these attacks can be combined in various ways to create even more sophisticated and effective attacks. Now that we've covered how DDoS attacks work, let's talk about the consequences of these attacks. Impact on the target. When a target is hit by a DDoS attack, the results can be devastating. Here are three of the most common impacts. Website or network downtime. The most obvious consequence of a DDoS attack is that the target's website or network will be unavailable to legitimate users. This can result in a significant loss of revenue and damage to the target's reputation. Loss of revenue. When a website or network is down, the target is unable to conduct business as usual. This can result in a significant loss of revenue, especially for e-commerce sites or online services. Damage to reputation. A DDoS attack can seriously damage the target's reputation, making it difficult for the target to regain the trust of its users. Impact on the attacker. It's important to remember that the attacker also faces consequences for their actions. Here are two of the most common impacts. Legal consequences. DDoS attacks are illegal in most countries, and attackers can face significant fines and even jail time. Reputation damage. Attacking a website or network can seriously damage the attacker's reputation, making it difficult for the attacker to regain the trust of others. So, those are some of the consequences of DDoS attacks, both for the target and for the attacker. It's clear that these attacks can have far-reaching and long-lasting impacts, which is why it's so important to prevent and mitigate them. Now that we've seen the consequences of DDoS attacks, let's talk about what can be done to prevent and mitigate these attacks. Prevention and mitigation of DDoS attacks. There are several measures that can be taken to prevent and mitigate DDoS attacks. Let's take a look at two main categories. Network security measures. There are several network security measures that can be implemented to prevent DDoS attacks. Here are three examples. Firewalls. Firewalls can be used to block unwanted traffic and prevent DDoS attacks. Traffic filtering. Traffic filtering can be used to identify and block traffic that is part of a DDoS attack. Load balancing. Load balancing can help distribute traffic evenly across multiple servers, making it more difficult for a DDoS attack to take down the entire network. Service providers. In addition to implementing network security measures, organizations can also utilize the services of providers that specialize in DDoS protection. Here are two examples. Cloud-based DDoS protection services. These services are provided by companies that specialize in protecting against DDoS attacks. They can help organizations mitigate the impact of DDoS attacks by filtering traffic and blocking unwanted traffic. Network providers offering DDoS protection. Many network providers now offer DDoS protection as part of their services. This can help organizations protect their networks from DDoS attacks by filtering traffic and blocking unwanted traffic. Conclusion. To summarize, DDoS attacks are a serious threat to organizations and individuals. They can cause downtime, loss of revenue, and damage to reputation. However, there are several measures that can be taken to prevent and mitigate these attacks, including network security measures and utilizing the services of DDoS protection providers. It's important to stay informed and prepared when it comes to DDoS attacks. By understanding the basics of these attacks and knowing what measures can be taken to prevent and mitigate them, Organizations and individuals can better protect themselves from these threats.